know what? Crypto's starting to look like slow money. It's either slow money or no money. Like, like you getting the wrong coin, no money. You getting Bitcoin,
Okay.
slow money. I mean, maybe it's time to get back in the pump fund trenches, bro. Because most people are winning on pump fund, bro. How does that make sense? That's like most man winning in the casino, bro.
But I think, to me personally, Tron is showing itself as I'm here to stay in. I would be shocked if it's not part of the top 10, top 20 token in this cycle. Show me your 1,000 Solana plus P&L, fam. That's what I want to see. Show me how you made from 5 Solana and transform that to 500, fam. You know what I mean? That's what I call profit, fam.
That $500 these days is a new AP, so profit is profit, baby.
Oh, what?
The content presented in this podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice, and listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Crypto flip.
In this week's episode, we'll be talking about what's going on in the trenches and why the majority of pump fund traders are actually making money. We'll also be talking about one of the legacy coins that's only 20% down on its all-time high, even though all the other altcoins are bleeding. And finally, we'll be discussing the Clarity Act, which is due to come into effect in America, assuming that it gets signed in, and what effect that will have on the wider crypto market. But before we get into those stories, you know what we have to do. We have to discuss with our favorite degens some crypto confessions. So let's get into it. I made a fortune buying Shiba early. I bought everything for my wife. For the home, I even paid for her operation. And the very bitch left me for another. I lost everything I had bought and was left with nothing. And she won't even let me see my son. I am very ashamed. What do you man make of that?
Yeah, bro, she saw the streets. She was never for you, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Man said the very. I reckon he meant the very next, year or very next day. I don't know, but yo, that is wild. I mean, yeah, but a fortune buying Shiba and you spend it all on your wife. You must have been buying her everything, bro. The bags, the cars, the shoes. And she's like, yeah, nah, f this guy. That is crazy.
She left him for who? Who did she leave him for? Another girl or another man?
I don't know, man. Probably some super expert rug puller.
Listen, yeah. See a man like me, yeah. I've been in the trenches, fam. Like, look at me. I look like I just came out of the trenches, yeah. And imagine making a fortune on these tokens and you end up spending all on one girl, fam. Like, you deserve what you got. You pay for operation. What sort of insurance? Why can't the insurance cover that? Why are you paying for operation for? Anyway, sometimes when people get a bit of money, they feel the need to kind of splurge and show that, I've got it like that, But wouldn't you? You got lucky. Let's be real. There was no strategy to how you made your money. I mean, there was no foolproof like I can redo it again. Like, no, there's a saying that Jay-Z said, which you say, if you can't afford to buy it 3 times, then don't buy it. Bro, you got one win off Shiba Inu, fam, and you're like, yes, I've made it. Let me splurge out. Bro, how about you should get a couple more wins before you start telling people you're up? I mean, man, it's hard to feel sorry for this duns, fam. Like, to me, the girl saw a cash cow and she milked it, fam. That's what she saw, fam. She saw a gullible dun and she walked all over him and just took him for everything he's got, fam. And I know it hurts, but why don't you treat yourself? When you buy yourself a little watch, buy yourself a little car, bought yourself for your girl. You're sick, bro. You deserve what you got, fam. Simple ass motherfucker, bro.
Deji's on one today. You know what? Making it all early in Shiba Inu or any meme coin is going to set you up for failure, because now you think you're the man when you were just in the right place at the right time. Like, if you want to prove that it's not luck, do it again. Do it again. But now you're left with nothing. You know what would have hurt me most if I was in this guy's position, which I would never be in? But if you paid the money for the operation, let's say she needed like a new kidney, and you're like, you know what, I'll give you my kidney and I'll pay for the operation. Now she's off with next man with your kidney. Allow it. But
let's throw some perspective at this. My man paid for a boob job, bruv. That some next man is fondling, fam. It's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane in the
Wait.
streets.
I hope you got to enjoy it at least before your next man start touching it up. So hopefully.
One day.
But yeah, welcome back to the Crypto Flip podcast. I am your host, Harris King, and I'm joined once again with my co-hosts, Ricardo and Deddy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening on audio platforms, don't forget to leave a comment. We see all the comments, and it really helps us create new episodes. If it's your first time listening, we invest and trade in the market and look for edges to help you make better decisions when trading and investing. So that's exactly the value we aim to provide to you. So I want to get into the first story of the day. And that is, for the first time since May 2024, more than 50% of pump fund traders were profitable in 2026, peaking at 73.3% in April. So we've always been saying, or recently been saying, I should say, that the trenches are dead. The trenches are cooked. We have to ask the question, are the trenches back?
First of all, the fact that a man can make money on pump fund is novel. It's novel because it's not.
It's a skill. It's a skill for sure.
It's a skill. So if more people are making money on pump fund than they are losing money, which is what this is saying, what we're at like 78% now of profitable traders. How, bro? How? Is it because the pump token has gone up and they're getting paid in pump? I don't know, but like if it is jumping in and out of meme coins, then I guess, yeah, meme coin volume have been better than normal over the last, I'd say probably month. It's like people got some restored faith in like the art of meme coin bullshittery. But yeah, I mean, and when you look at the breakdown, like you can see people in profit. I think most of the people are in profit like between $1 and $500. So I mean, like it is small profit. Like that's 65% of all the wallets are like in profit between $1 and $500. I'd love to know how this is broken down, because if these men are just trading meme coins, more power to them. If they're doing some crazy ish with pump token, then hold tight them, man.
Let's get something. Let's put something in perspective here, and then we will ask that question again. The trenches are back, but Solana is trading under $100. Currently trading at $90. Failed to break $100. Obviously, there's a little correction happening. I still think we'll be rally a bit forward. So maybe 120, 160 is in the cards, but we'll see. BTC is ranging, still ranging. I mean, got close to hitting 84K, but obviously there's a bit of pullback. So volumes is a little sketchy, to say at best. And then talking about the meme coin trenches, right? Of course, people in pro, fam. There's less volume, fam. I mean, there's less people actively trading meme coins. You know what I mean? And then, based on the stats you just described, if the profit between $1 and $500, that's not even profit, fam. That's gas fees, fam. Like, for Wales, that's gas fees, fam. You can't be celebrating posting your P&L cards about $500, bro. Like, I mean, show me your 1,000 Solana plus P&L, fam. That's what I want to see. Show me how you made from 5 Solana and transform that to 500, fam. You know what I mean? That's what I call profit, fam.
That $500 these days is a new AP, so you know, profit is profit, baby.
Oh, what? New AP? You're joking?
Nah, man. You ain't seen the Swatch AP collab?
Yeah, what? $200? Yeah, it's coming out this weekend. What? That's $200, yeah? Cool. You can resell it and make a couple bags, but fam, let's be real, fam. Let's be real. No, on serious talk though. We can't say the trenches are back. Solana's trading below $100. You just can't. You know what I mean? We haven't seen meme coin space do well, especially on the Solana chain, do well without Solana leading the charge. That's why I'm personally will say I don't think the meme coin trenches are back. But if you look hard enough, you will find a gem in a pile of shit. Literally, you will find a gem here and there. I know there's been a couple of tokens that done well. You know what I mean? But what happened right after? They got rock pull, whether it's slow or fast. So then you're looking at some dino coins, and they're decent. Like, look at Sui, fam. Like, look at Metis. All these things look juicy, but I know better not to put money in altcoins right now because I just haven't seen enough to be like, you know what, I'm convinced all in. So, yeah. Anything you've seen, any volume you're seeing in meme coin trenches is because people are bored and they just love gambling money. That's what you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think this is a sustained. How can I put this? I don't think this is necessarily a sustained push in the trenches. However, I would say it is overall positive news in that traders are feeling a bit more confident. They're, putting money into the markets, whether it's, money that was sidelined or fresh capital. I'm not too sure on that, but money's moving nonetheless, and that's always a good thing. And it's always good to see that, people are making profit, because when people are getting burned with scams and just unprofitable tokens, that's when we, have despair and people leaving the market altogether. And that's not a scenario that you want, because you can't make money unless people are in the market. So, baby steps. Is this the meme coin market back? Not necessarily. It could be just, an Indian summer where you're getting a flash in the pan. But it is trending in the right direction. And I'd like to see it for a bit more of a sustained period of time.
Let's pre this as well, though, yeah? Do you fancy your chances as somebody who is lucky? Yes or no? Probably, maybe, if you made any money in crypto, right? Do you fancy your chances of being one of 75% of traders that are profitable on Pump Fund? Yeah, bro, that's most people. That's like well into most people. Like, I think you're right. I reckon, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't the 500, if it wasn't the 1 to 500, this might be worth jumping into. I mean, there is a small amount of people that profit. Yeah, 169,000 wallets have profit of more than 1K. I mean, maybe it's time to get back in the Pump Fund trenches, bro, because most people are winning on Pump Fund. Bro, how does that make sense? That's like most man winning in the casino, bro. Yeah, I think you're right, bro.
The question is, what? Because, like, I don't see the volume. Like, I don't like this volume that you would claim to see. I don't see the volume. Like, it's not there. And it's cool. I'm not disagreeing they're making profit. Yes, the profit, but there's levels to this profit thing we're talking about. And okay, cool. Let's just say even $500 is the beginning of what you call a profit. How many people are in profit $500 and above? Because I don't care about $10, $100. You know what I mean? Like,
3.77%.
3.7.
So there's more people in profit over 1K than there is in people between 500 to 1K. So yeah, total of people with more than 1K profit is 5.37%. Like, the large majority of people are, 65% of people are 1 to 500. But bro, I'll take those odds any day, bruv. What, you telling me you wouldn't take a spare £500 or $500? Why not? It's not going to change your life,
It's free money. No, it's free money. Obviously, you're going to say no to free money. But my thing is, how much am I risking to get $500? Is it one so? Is it $100? Cool. That's 5x. I'll take 5x. You know what I mean? Anyone will take 5x trade.
I think I'm going to spend some time in the trenches this weekend.
Looks like we're back.
And something else that might be back is Tron, because it's only down 20% from its all-time high. So is it something that's currently being slept on? I know that Rick recently took a position, so maybe you can talk us through that, Rick.
Bro, Tron, do you know what it was? I asked my agent, scour the market, tell me what you see. Tell me if you see anything that's like doing well or not doing well on the value that I can jump into. Bro, how is Tron so close to its all-time high? And I feel like I had no idea, like none at all. I think when I saw the price of Tron, it was like 35. It was this week, so it was 35 cents. And I remember, like, I think a year ago when I was just trading up and down through the market. I remember buying Tron at like 0.11 and it was pumping then. And I'm like, wait, nah, it's basically a 3x from then. So then I did some digging, bro. Yeah, the all-time high on Tron is like 45 cents. If I just check where we are now from then, I'm just baffled, bro. I had no idea that Tron was actually doing all right. Yeah, it's 20.22% down. And it's down from like 1.5 years ago, coming up to 2 years. So I don't know what Justin Sun is doing. Well, actually, I did. I had a look at some of the stuff that they've been doing in the news that's pushing this. But generally, bro, how is Tron doing so well for a token that I don't see much people hyping about? I don't see much chatter about it. But silently, bro, like 20% down from your all-time high. I mean, obviously, I know the flip side of that is from where they are now, it's like a 30% increase to get back to that all-time high. But that's not a lot at all, bro. When you look at ETH, chronically below its all-time high, 50% plus. When you look at XRP, what is XRP anyway? Like, when you look at XRP, bro, the value of XRP is chronically below its all-time high. Solana, more than 50%. Doge, more than 50% below its all-time high. Monero, Stellar, Shui, Litecoin, like all of them. Like, in the top 10, the coins that are like less than 50% away from their all-time high is Tron, BNB, and that's it, like, taking out the stables. How are they doing so well? Like, how, bro? What's the formula? So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't sleep on Tron, because when I'm looking at this graph, where it looks like it's just going from strength to strength, and we're supposed to be in a market now that's punishing people for buying tokens. And yeah,
No, for buying altcoins.
Huh?
For buying altcoins.
Yeah, we're in a market now that's punishing people for buying altcoins, and the only way you'd have lost money, or the period at which you'd have lost money, is if you bought Tron in August last year, bro. Like, that is the only time in the last... Let me pull up a fat line for this. Yeah, that is the only time in the last 2 years, bro, that, since it's all-time high, that if you bought Tron, you'd have lost money. Like, August, between the end of July and middle of September, so like all of August 25. If you bought Tron any time since then, you'd be in profit now. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Tron maxi because every altcoin is going to shit, but yeah, man. Hold tight, Tron.
I think all of this is due to this pump by Tron. However, very impressive for an altcoin, because anytime you see altcoin doing well in what I believe is a bear market, you definitely got to like peel the layers and see what's actually happening. And I have to say, I'm a little bit, I'm impressed, but not surprised, if that makes sense. Because like, I know Justin Sun, like, he's one of those CEO that, he would do whatever it takes for his own well-being. And Tron is his baby, and he's not letting that go. I'll be more shocked if Tron say, "Oh, I'm departing from Tron." If Justin Sun say, "I'm departing from Tron," than Tron doing well or whatever, or going tanking or something. And I think all this is due to, obviously, its strategic growth, and I think they're buying up their own tokens. So they've added over 140,000 TRX to their treasury. And why he's doing this, I don't know. And who's behind his treasury is very interesting, because, I mean, if you're basically... It's Donald Trump.
They had some deal, they had some arrangement, but
based on the Trump the thing. But I thought there was a falling out because he wanted to sell their token, and then
there was.
So yeah, all I know is it's the reason why it's pumping. It's there because they're buying up their own strategy. They're trying to do their own like strategic reserve using their own Tron token, and obviously use that as a way to show that they strengthen the ecosystem. I don't think they've released any kind of new technology or whatever. That's what this is pumping. I think it all has to do with the total treasury move. So apparently total TRX held by the company is close to around 700 million tokens. I don't know what the tokenomics of TRX is. I'm sure it's in the billions, but as a long-term strategy, if you're wondering if you had this kind of skepticism that TRX is a slow rug or is a whatever, like it's a scam, whatever, this kind of puts a little doubt in that because it shows that they're in it for the long term. This is a long-term strategy. Say what you will about Michael's strategy, everything that he's done doesn't scream short term to me. Even him selling was a big news, but really and truly what he's selling is actually a minute fraction of what his holdings are. So I think one thing that we can say about this cycle is even though it's brought a lot of show in the cycle and talking about meme coins, but there has been some positive that I will keep banging on in terms of like not just infrastructure, but at the same time the maturity of some of these digital assets. You know what I mean? I thought Hyperliquid in there, I thought Bitcoin in there, I thought Ethereum in there, and I now thought Ethereum's got Tron in there because I've never been one to be like I know a lot of YouTubers love Cardano, but I think to me personally, Tron is showing itself as I'm here to stay in. I would be shocked if it's not part of their top 10, top 20 token in the next cycle. So yeah.
100%.
Definitely. No, go on.
Yeah, no, go Harris. I was just saying it slept on.
No, definitely. I think that I mean I wasn't really aware of this, so shout out to Rick for highlighting this. But for me, whether it's Tron, whether it's BNB, when you're in a bearish market or when you're in a bear market, looking at the tokens that are ultimately holding up well in comparison to its contemporaries are generally speaking the tokens that will perform well in the bull. And that's the pattern that has really done, like really sort of worked over the past few cycles. It'll be interesting to see if this cycle is obviously the same with all of the institutional capital flooding the market. But yeah, I think if it's only 20% away, all it would need is a few good catalysts potentially, and maybe not even that, just to shoot past its current all-time high. So is it one to watch? Definitely. Is it something you should buy right now? I think it remains to be seen, and you should do your own research. But yeah, now that it's on my radar, I'm definitely going to be keep a closer eye on it and potentially look for an entry.
There's no max supply though. Just putting it out there.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it wouldn't be a long term play. I'll treat it as like a swing trade. But yeah, that's definitely something to note because
that's minus points for me because I already told you guys I don't know nothing about the techometrics, so Tron never really stood out to me. Well, a little bit, but infinite supply to me is just
red flag.
Red flag.
Oh yeah,
red flag. Like, red flag I don't play because I don't like what the hell. You're not reserve bank, bro. Like you're not gonna keep printing tokens. Like what the hell is this? So yeah, a little concerning.
ETH is also.
Say that again? Well, ETH is infinite, but they did introduce the upgrade that makes it deflationary, and they burn tokens periodically as well. So I know that's where Tron is going. We can't really compare Tron and Ethereum together, but I think they're trying to head in that direction to be a more mature ecosystem. So yeah, we'll see how that transforms.
And something else that we have to see how it transforms is the Clarity Act and how it's going to affect the price of Bitcoin. Because if you don't know, the Clarity Act is a proposed US bill that would set clearer rules for how regulators oversee the crypto market and stablecoins, and is scheduled for a Senate Banking Committee markup vote on Thursday. So the odds of the Clarity Act being signed into law in 2026 rose to 67% in May. Bitcoin must hold between 78 and 79,000 as support for a bullish push to 84,000 or higher. So yeah, with all that being said, do you think that this Clarity Act, if it does come into play, and the rules are a lot clearer regarding how regulation is and how Bitcoin should be treated in the US, because obviously that's the main market as far as crypto and Bitcoin is concerned. Do you think that if that comes into play, that it will be positive, or do you think it'll be a buy the rumor, sell the news event?
I think based on where the market is and the fact that we are trending downwards, more or less, we're gonna see lower highs like we have been seeing. We saw Bitcoin give a lower high at 82. Basically, where we are in the market, I cannot imagine that the Clarity Act, while it is good news and it's bullish news, will be something that sends Bitcoin into like, up to 150 or ETH to $5,000 again. Like, yeah, I think it's good news, but I think it's good news that will serve the market for the longer term, just like how the ETF has served the market for the longer term. Because realistically, bro, we all know, we've said it a bunch of times, it's surprising that BTC is even at 79 in a market like this, for where we are in the market, time in the market rather. So yeah, that's again testament to ETF, and I feel like things like the Clarity Act, the US will lead, then other countries will start to do something similar, and then yeah, we just get in a situation where crypto is better adopted by traditional finance companies or traditional institutions. So yeah, it's bullish, but it's just not. I don't see it doing the thing it's gonna be like, yeah, 200k Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, personally, currently the odds on for the market is that it's 69% for the Clarity Act to be signed into the law in 2026. So, and they recently flashed to 75% 3 days ago. So obviously, it's trending in a way that we think it's going to be signed into law, and I think it will be, and it should be. In terms of the impact on BTC price action, I mean, come on. I mean, if you're asking why is Bitcoin price still so hot, even though some of the geopolitical instability that we have, we could say maybe people are hoping this Clarity Act will do something. I mean, that's why traders are happy, or they speculating that we could have another rally. I mean, not a blow top rally, but some kind of rally. I'll throw some caution in the wind because I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday. Inflation's increased again to 3.8%, and CPI index as well is also up. So it's there's a lot of odds against Bitcoin doing well. And one thing I've seen in this cycle is that Bitcoin has been traded more like tech stock rather than a safe haven for what's called like hedging against like war instability time and everything, because it's getting more sold off than gold. I mean, anytime there's a little panic and the news that Iran and US are back on roll, you see BTC pull back on about 3%, and every other day S&P 500 is making new all-time high. And this is where I feel like everyone keep asking me, 4-year cycle is dead, we're gonna have a blow off top soon. Where? Show me. Because other market are having a bull market, other market are dancing, fam. Like, got me question, am I in the right asset class? Like, what's going on? Should I start dabbling in stocks? Obviously, that's a given. But yeah, I'm not. I don't think this is gonna do anything for BTC price action, in my opinion.
I think you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head. The man said BTC is trading like a tech stock, bro. There's tech stocks that are out volatility in Bitcoin right now. Like, there are some, bro, gold is moving like a meme coin over the last 6 months, and you have BTC topping out and then just ranging. Yeah, man, we're in a different market. Completely get with the asset class things as well, because yeah, man, you know what? Crypto is starting to look like slow money. It's either slow money or no money. Like you get in the wrong coin, no money. You get in Bitcoin, slow money.
No, it's definitely true. Yeah, I think that the Clarity Act is gonna, because it's not obviously the first legislation that we've had when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto. And I don't think it's gonna send us into the stratosphere as well. I agree with you guys on that one. What I am a little bit worried about, though, is what the details of it are, because American lawmakers have this nasty habit of, slipping in nonsense when they try and pass an act which seemingly looks good from the outside in. So it'll be interesting, because I know a lot of crypto not influencers, but like heads of, companies like Brian Armstrongs and those types of people. A lot of them are, proponents of legislation. They're always championing it. So yeah, if there's something that comes out of it and it's not in favor or not in their favor, then yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the effect of that is. But yeah, nonetheless, it does bring in other questions. Is this the right market? Should you pivot to something else and come back when things get hot? Are you gonna miss out? Because a lot of innovation does take place in the bear market. That's why I've caught runners in previous markets. But obviously that only makes sense if we return to, fundamentals and real projects doing real things. So yeah, there's a lot of questions, but for this point in time, I wouldn't be too worried about what the Clarity Act is going to do or not do. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.